Hello ladies and gentlemen, Spenny here, and welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 4 Part 10. We are really late for an interview, a fact the game made clear in the middle of the previous mission, which probably means Nico's not going to get the job, but he has another one anyway.
It's Nico Bellic. I'm here for an interview.
Come in, I'll buzz you through.
Hey, looks like the interview is still available.
I always get nervous before interviews.
He's just in here. Don't be nervous. He doesn't bite.
Hello, Nico. What's that short for, Nikolai?
No, it isn't. Just go along with it, Bellic.
Nikolai, I like your resume. You seem to be the sort of man who would go the extra distance. I just need to take another look. Get myself reacquainted.
Now you can either stay seated and listen the whole interview, he even gives a few vague answers. And I think you can also fail the mission for waiting too long, or you can just get up straight away.
Where are the files for your case against McCreary?
Because I'm trying to beat this game in less than 20 hours.
I wouldn't be here if you'd never hurt anyone.
Out the window, I think, yeah, sometimes he goes out the window, but only 20% of the time from my experience. Now there was one comment, I think it was part 1, that you can jump out the window, which makes this mission a hell of a lot easier. Wow, I can't believe I didn't know that. Because the way I normally do it is I go through the whole building, taking out a few security guards and police, which increases the wanted meter to 3 stars. And then there's an entry to the subway line where I run along the tracks. It's a guaranteed way to lose them, but it does take around 5 minutes longer, obviously. This way is a lot easier.
Here are the files.
You silenced Goldberg too, right? I don't need to worry about him?
He's done.
What is really irritating is the amount of effort that goes into this mission and that the suit costs $1,000. So how much does Francis pay you? Back for the suit you bought, basically. Thank you very much. I was being sarcastic. Okay, I just realized at that moment, I promised myself for this episode that I would turn off the auto aim at least for the entirety of this episode specifically because of continued requests.
Moron, that hurt!
Did it though? Actually, since we've completed a mission quickly, I'll answer some anticipating calls and also in Brucey's definition, pimp my phone out. We'll change it to that to remind ourselves of GTA 3 and Vice City. I wonder if you can get custom ringtones for the PC version.
What's this I hear about you running with Patrick McCreary now these days?
He's got work and he's a good guy. You're not planning on taking him down, are you? Lay off him, for me.
I'm not planning on taking him down. He's my damn brother, you idiot.
Packy McCreary, Francis McCreary. It's all starting to make sense.
So, it turns out that Packy and Francis are brothers, and there's also a couple more members of the family, Derek, Gerald, and of course Kate. What is interesting though is how, even though they clearly share the same last name, because they're two different characters on first impression, you don't actually realize it until Francis or Packy tell you. It's not like there've been any other families that have a cop and a crook in the same family in one of the predecessors.
I should meet the other McCrearys.
Be careful what you wish for.
There's also a fight club around here in the Ballad of Gay Tony, but I'll leave it at that because I'm not supposed to talk about Fight Club.
Sup, money?
Hey.
Man, business is tough. I ain't a cold person.
Admittedly, it is a bit out of place wearing a suit in this cutscene. Like, he looks like he just escaped from the law and is probably hiding in Playboy's house.
Man, have a seat, man.
All right.
I do this stuff so I got a chance to do some good in this town.
So you say.
So I say. So I do. When I get the money, man, I will build parks. I will sponsor kids. I will save lives.
You think he's like Manny, only doing this to get famous? Get plenty of positive PR to his name by trying to legitimize his business? No, I think he means what he says. It's just the way he goes about it is questionable.
Dwayne, it's like he thinks it's 1992, and the best that you could hope for is a gold chain and a pager.
He's basically saying that Dwayne is in the way, despite the fact he gave Playboy all power in business while he was in prison, and Playboy won't give it back.
Dwayne is a little troubled. He was in prison a long time. Maybe you guys should talk.
No, I tried talking. No, I tried giving him half of the business.
Okay, well, half the business, but still, you can understand why Dwayne is peeved.
So what you gonna do? Kill him?
Hey, I didn't say that. Man, you cold.
I was joking.
You probably shouldn't have suggested that, Nico.
I mean, Cash been talking. Now I hear things. Said you and me was too tight now. Said you disrespected it.
That's the thing, is that supposed to be true? Well, I already know that it isn't. But up to this point specifically, if you're playing this for the first time, you only know him just after a few cutscenes, so it does sound a little bit plausible.
I don't like this conversation.
Do you think that I do? But it's kill or be killed out there.
That said, Bellic has feelings for Dwayne because of his similarities and understanding what he went through.
Now I will give you a lot of money.
But at the same time, he is about earning money in Liberty City too. Crime isn't exactly a fairy tale after all.
Man, I'm not sure. I got to think about it.
Well, I hope you see some sense.
This is the cutscene that basically blurs the line of Playboy being likable and not likable. And also one of the longest cutscenes of the whole game. It's nearly 4 minutes long, yet it never feels like it because, I've said it a million times now, they're so compelling. I should be expecting a phone call from Roman soon.
Cousin, I have bought the suppressor.
You bought it or I did?
Nico, I'm offended. I've got this an apartment in Algonquin.
That's the annoying part. He basically didn't learn his lesson, but lucked his way into a new apartment in the middle of Algonquin.
That was a cold streak. Now I'm hot, cousin. Hotter than the models will be bedding. I can't lose.
If getting kidnapped doesn't stop you from gambling, I don't know what will. But then again, what other storyline explanation can you come up with to get a new safe house here straight after that mission? Oh, whoops, sorry. I really messed right on the light. Oh yeah, and there's my 911. At the time of playing this game, it was only a few days after the last part, and I already forgot about it. Anyway, let's change outfits. I only want to wear a suit when either the mission or cutscene calls for it, so you know the drill. Give me a minute. If this were GTA 5, it would only take 10 seconds. I'm glad they fixed it in that game.
Nico, it's Dimitri.
I have nothing to say to you.
Exactly, he let it all out before he entered the warehouse.
My friends were hanging out with him. The party got busted up though before I got there.
I wish you had been there. We could have had some fun.
Not as much fun as I would have had with Roman, believe me.
Nah, I'm gonna have to disagree on that.
Coming, Ma! You boys play nice now.
For sure.
Okay.
Talking that way is about as irritating as a catchy song on the radio you don't want in your head but can't help it.
So is you down, boy? Or is you out?
Down for what?
Down for robbing a thief.
Robin Hood.
Exactly, Robin fucking Hood.
So does this mean after you pulled it off you're gonna donate a lot of that money like Robin Hood would?
So you in, big guy? Or we gonna have to kill you?
Well, since you put it that way, I mean...
What a badass quote. That's why I put it in the review, it's such a perfect cutaway. I don't have an explanation for that impact.
Take us out to the waste management plant under the Algonquin Bridge.
See Gordon throw the passenger out and into a wall.
Enchiladas, Gambinos, Pecorinos.
It's the fucking Pegarinos, man. We're working for them. Pecorino's a type of cheese.
On everybody's first playthrough, you often don't think about what pack he's talking about, but the more you play it, including the expansions, the more unraveled Liberty City is as a criminal playground. It's developed enough that another potential expansion is possible. Maybe as a police officer trying to stop as much of this nonsense as possible. I've always said that Liberty City is the main character. Also, did you notice the traffic weave to the other side unexpectedly? Well, whenever a train is going past just underneath the road on this bridge, traffic for some reason think it's on the road and they try to get out of the way like it's a ghost. Very bizarre.
I hear that Francis McCreary is your brother.
When Francis in jail was growing up, Frankie becomes an altar boy. He swears to this day that he wanted to serve the Lord. Jerry knows the truth though. He only put on that cassock so he could pocket the change in the collection plate. That's Francis down to a fucking T. I don't even know if he realizes what a cookie is.
Feels good having someone else explain the kind of person Francis is. I mean, he and Packy are very different people. Perfect timing considering Francis called me about it just before starting this mission. And it's a unique trait in a story. A family of criminals and one of them is a police sergeant.
Alright boys, if Ray is correct, then the money's going to be kept in the office in the main building. One of them ain't got long.
This is the first real test of manual aiming. It's not like a first-person shooter nor Max Payne 3. It'll certainly take longer to clear the enemies, and I'm obviously nowhere near as accurate. Fortunately, I'm accurate enough to stay alive. In fact, I'm barely taking any damage. That's another thing, if someone's firing a weapon, you don't know if it's an enemy or a friendly, though Gordon did threaten to kill Nico in the previous cutscene.
Alright boys, let's go inside and find this money.
Oh, I need that first aid kit after getting hit by a taxi. I'm also going to take the opportunity to lightly criticize the omitted RPG elements from San Andreas. Whether it be improved stats from weapons and driving vehicles, no fat, stamina. Now, obviously Nico being in the same shape as Roman is something nobody can envision, and if you try it won't work considering his war experiences, but it certainly takes away the ability to create more unique experiences based on the person and their interests, apart from taking different cover spots during missions. And even then, you as the player would most likely use the same strategy on another playthrough of this game.
Okay, kids, I got the cash. Shit, looks like we're not the only ones after it.
Good, Michael, you hold these boys back while me and Nico make a swim for it with the money.
See you back at the house, Becky.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know how my bookie's gonna be about wet nose.
Whoa, Packy faceplanted hard after getting hit. I better be careful because he can get killed. Let's just go. I think this is also the introduction to swimming in boats. Shame you can't dive underwater, but I suppose anything beats instant death from most of the predecessors. I think that went pretty well, barely took any damage. The only things I don't like at this stage is not being able to move and shoot as fluently, and not being able to determine who is an enemy or a friendly, even if the map HUD illustrates it. I'm just concentrating on gunfire.
Here's your share. Don't go spending it in the Italian restaurants.
But I like Italian food. I guess I'll just have to make my own at my new safe house. I mean, that is a good looking kitchen. Packy is certainly paying him more than his crook brother Francis, that's for sure. Well, that's convenient. I don't think I was allowed to take it. Look at this, a police car next to me, driving past another, and it took 5 to 10 seconds to realize a GTA happened. And they didn't even realize it was me. Whatever, it feels good to have a Banshee again.
Rasta, it's me. Me there Sophia Heights, man. Link me up.
Give him a lift? Sure, why not? I have the car that can do the job quickly after all.
Me check the money.
I think all friends ask for a lift sometimes, but Jacob, from my experience, is the only character that has asked for a lift. If you don't include the times I injured the friends, because I'm an arsehole in this game sometimes.
Still gambling all his money out here. I'm afraid that is what Roman will do with any money he gets.
Oh yeah, they're talking about how he's gambling so much. I mean, I suppose, yeah, I mean, it just got him kidnapped. I wonder if they mention it.
Sometimes I think he would put her on the table if he had the chance. He doesn't hold on to much for long. I'm amazed he managed to save enough money to be able to afford the cab depot in the first place.
Amen, let alone that new safe house in Algonquin. Notice the smoke coming out of the windows? We all know what that is.
Yo, thanks for the fire.
I hope Packy does call back because I actually want to make an effort to hang out with Kate because she isn't working for the government. I even have the right outfit and car because every person you date usually judges these things when you pick them up.
Would you take my sister, Katie, out for a drink or something? She don't get out much, and she sure as hell don't go on dates.
No, it's currently 5:30 in the morning, so I'll sort out a few things first.
I was wondering if you wanted to come out with me sometime. Maybe we do something together.
Okay, that could be interesting. I don't normally socialize with Packy's gangster friends. But sure, pick me up in the next hour.
See you then. I'm glad.
Oh, come on, he was on the wrong side of the road. At least it's only 1 star, and I have plenty of time to lose them.
Hey there! Come on, let's go!
So, what should I do? I think a bar or darts. Anything that isn't bowling, basically, since we already did that with Karen.
This car.
Thanks, Kate. I didn't think you cared about that kind of thing.
I don't normally socialize with people that know my family. Try to keep those two sides of my life separate. I guess it's nice to be honest for a change. Rather than keeping my secrets about my family from you, you're probably keeping secrets about my family from me.
No comment.
Sure, I'd like a drink. Look at my family. Shit, I'm drunk.
Don't worry.
No. Why would I worry?
Yeah, if you take her to a bar, she walks out as a different character. But I suppose you can say that about every single human being after a few drinks. You, me, even Nico, who walks like Mr. Burns when he thought he was an alien. I know I've said that already, but seriously, what else does it look like? Unfortunately, however, the car disappeared, which means I lost yet another sports car beyond my control. Though I shouldn't be drink driving anyway.
Mr. Man! I need this.
I think I held the triangle button too close to the driver door and it assumed I wanted to take it. You have to be careful with that. Now imagine if there was a passenger in the front. The sight of Kate throwing out that passenger would be a very strange sight. Now this is a very awkward date to say the least. I swear, every time I hang out with the McCreary, it's nothing but chaos.
Yes, thanks for a fun time. Goodbye.
Fortunately, as you can see from the thumbs up, she still enjoyed it. So what I'm gonna do now is go to a safe house, change into a suit again, and drive back to the McCreary house because one of the best missions of the whole game, if not the whole GTA series, is next.
Listen, we've been friends for a long time, see? Phone me because we need to buy some guns, see?
Thanks, Jacob. I appreciate that.
So, we finally unlocked Jacob's special ability. Next year I could use that right now.
Jacob, I need to get a hold of a weapon. Can you help me?
Yo, primo for Charge Island now.
What? You feeling this?
Like I said a previous episode, a trunk-sized discounted ammunition. I mean, what else am I going to spend my money on? Body armor, of course.
Be safe, road boy.
Mallory? Probably.
Nico, this shit went down with those guys in boat hands. Elizabeta's doing a bid. I think she might have killed Manny.
I already forgot about Liz. I'm probably making more money than her at the peak of her powers.
I'm sorry for getting you involved.
Don't worry about it. You've got enough on your plate looking after Roman.
That's an understatement. I thought she would have called to thank me for saving Roman. Sure. And also, why do I suddenly have 2 stars? Was I driving on the wrong side of the road? Or actually, did they recognize Nico who wasn't paying the toll and prepared themselves? Ah, well, this is nothing compared to what is in store for the next mission.
There he is! Nico Bellic!
It feels weird that there are no missions planned in this upcoming score after clocking a lot of hours into GTA 5. I know you eventually get a briefing after the cutscene, but I'm already imagining Lester losing the plot if he saw his crew just doing drugs before the score.
So you want to involve him in family business? What do you know about him?
Gerald is another very interesting character. He's what you call the traditional type, and one to not mess with based on previous and future conversations with Packy, especially if you fail a mission.
I'll leave you boys to it. Don't screw up. Packy, take care of Derek. He's been away. And you? Nothing personal, but don't fuck with my family, or I will fuck with yours.
Now, I thought at that moment on my first playthrough that Gerald was going to be the secondary antagonist of some sort, considering that Nico has clearly stated more than once,
Nobody fucks with my family.
It is a very interesting exchange to say the least.
We're gonna go inside and each take down a security guard. Me and St. Michael here are gonna handle the civilians, while Nico and Derek manage the employees. Anyone tries anything, you put them down hard. Once the situation has been controlled...
I wonder how many times I've driven along this road whenever I started a mission with Packy.
You know nothing about nothing, Patrick. I'm honest about me demons.
If this were GTA Chinatown Wars, this bridge would start on the main street where your first safe house is. Also, speaking of roads I've driven on several times, if you include my recent reviews of Project Gotham Racing 3 and 4, where one of the maps include this part of New York, I've probably driven across these 2 bridges at least a couple of dozen times over the last month. I was a little tempted to clear this jump since it's a stunt bonus and it's not like I need the car after leaving the bank. Maybe that's what I should do instead of completing this game 100%. Just do the stunt jumps instead.
None of you fucking fucks move! Get on the floor!
Whoops, a bit of texture pop in.
Hero, all you're gonna get is a bullet to the heart!
Don't none of you worry about nothing. We're here for the bank's money. It's going to a greater cause.
Shut up and handle the safe!
This cutscene at least is inspired by Heat. A good movie, although as of this video I've only seen a little bit of, surprisingly. The town is also pretty similar, but that came out a couple of years after this game.
Hey, wait a minute! I got it!
Get on the floor! Now!
But sir!
You too!
Okay, okay.
And this is where the Ballad of Gay Tony starts.
Hey, yo, I'm a gun club member. I'm gonna take these rookies downtown. Are you with me? Hey, what's your name, son?
Luis. But this ain't such a good idea, bro.
Now with the expansions, like that previous mission with Johnny, they changed the dialogue and character models so Louise looks more detailed. But what they should have done is updated these improvements for the original game. I suppose I can use the footage I recorded when reviewing these games and make my own version.
The PE-4 has been molded and is set to explode in 60 seconds. Now listen, people, we're your friends. Me and me brother here.
Why are you telling them we're brothers, you idiot? That's gonna make it hard for them to find us, isn't it?
I'm guessing this argument from these two basically giving away parts of their identity is based off Reservoir Dogs.
I'll let you tell me what to do when you stop shoving half of Bolivia up your nose every Saturday night.
Motherfucker! Fuck!
Yeah, another unexpected moment on my first playthrough.
Shit! Michael! Saint fucking Michael! Fucking shit! Get the money! Me and my brother will watch the kids!
In hindsight though, there was a bit of foreshadowing in the last mission. Remember when I said before that if you fail a mission and you trigger the second bit of conversation? On the way to the waste plant, Gordon says to St. Michael, you never know, you might get hit by a bus tomorrow.
I got all the money I could. There's still some in there, though.
We ain't got time to go back in. Let's move out, boys.
Again, cinematically, scope and gameplay wise, this is the best mission of the whole game. With all this police, you just know that something is about to happen.
We got company, people! Alright, boys, follow my lead and we might all make it home.
Look at Derek hide next to the car. Now all the police, as you can see, are focused on him. Notice too that it went from sunset to midnight after the last cutscene. Nico must have taken his sweet time filling the bags with money. Oi! That one I wasn't ready for. That's what happens without auto aim. You can't anticipate enemies as well, even if they're right next to you. Therefore, they can suck your health dry before you can say whoops. The next episode will illustrate my point perfectly. Toss some grenades, that might do the trick. I'm definitely going to be depending more on grenades now that, yeah! The thing is though, when you jump out of the crossfire moves a little bit, so it's not like you can just point. But I guess that's part of the challenge. Again, get the grenade out. We got plenty of them.
I ain't dropping it.
Yeah. You have to be careful here at midnight. Enemies are on metal emergency stairs, and because there's no auto aim, you can only spot them through flashes of gunfire. I have to say, if I do complete this mission, it would be one hell of a way to end this playthrough. Just go. Once you're in the alleyway, it goes into a cutscene. And I think you can restart from here if you fail the mission later on. I'm not sure about that one. I'm doing pretty well, surprisingly. I have to admit, it's a lot more challenging, I'm paying more attention, and it's harder to talk about what's going on, but I'm still here.
There ain't no getting away! We're done! Control yourself there!
This is pretty epic. The helicopter uses its gun and every bullet misses the trio. Have you not learned from my rampaging skills? All you need to do is get the RPG out of your pocket and fire one shot. I remember getting killed here once because I wasn't expecting Packy and Derek to be ahead of the police, and they just took away all my health in a matter of seconds.
Boys, check the other platform. Give up!
Look at me, I'm doing all the work for them. Oh, I think I got him. Yeah, I got him. Probably. Part of me was worried for a second that the two were running at the grenade blast.
You could have fixed the explosive better, couldn't you, Derek? And you could have been more careful of your boy Michael. He should be with us right now.
Michael was unlucky. It wasn't anybody's fault what happened to him. And the explosive did its job. The both of you shut the fuck up!
Here's another part of the map that might look like it's just part of the scenery but is used for this mission specifically. It reminds me of the construction area when I chased Ivan in the 3rd episode. It's hard to explain, but it's pretty cool. Further using the map to its full potential, even in places you're not expecting.
Cop car, boys, watch it!
Now I thought I was going to have to escape a 5-star Wanted level, which would have been fun. I would run back down the stairs and continue running along the subway lines if that were the case. Fortunately, it's only a modest 3 stars. And I say modest because seconds later I was able to lose them.
Eye on the road, Nico! We don't want you to have to break no bad news to our mom.
Neither do I.
All I was doing was following the waypoint, but otherwise, what a way to end the mission on my first attempt without auto-aim. I'm actually pretty happy with myself for that one.
I wasn't just driving you two. The money was in the car as well. Remember that?
We won't forget it, Nico. Here's your cut. I tell Jerry you did good. He might give you a call or something.
And as you can see, I got a massive payday for it too. And what you do with that money... oh right, just ammo, clothing, friend activities, and paint sprays. That's all I can come up with, but one thing's for sure, I need to keep Roman out of the loop or he'll just gamble it away. Anyway, this is a much longer video than usual, but a very action-packed one. And there's going to be more of it, because we're now at a point in the story that every mission has at least one shootout. Also, thank you ladies and gentlemen for noting even more little details I either didn't know or wouldn't have thought to have brought up, like jumping out of the window in the Tom Goldberg mission. As I said before, the lack of RPG elements make it harder to create a unique experience when you play it more than once, so these comments partly help with that. But most importantly, thank you all for continuing to watch up to this point. I'm grateful for the positive reception and I still enjoy playing this game. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, and speak to you soon.